So it is Team Fortress's 19th birthday, and I feel it's a time to celebrate. So what we're gonna do is talk about all the unused and unreleased content for one of the original iterations of Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 Invasion. Here we go. So to get things started, let's talk about how we even know about anything related to this unreleased prototype version of Team Fortress 2. Back in 2003, when the original source tree of Half-Life 2 was leaked, many things came along with it. Along with an actual playable build of Half-Life 2 and what's called the WC map pack within the community was also a full working build of Counter-Strike Source and a couple of very odd, out-of-place models. They both appeared to be in the same type of an art style. However, one was a cartoonish human and the other was an alien. It was soon then discovered that also within these leaked files was the full source code of a game called Team Fortress 2. And the source code was fully compilable. There was just no assets for the majority of the game itself. So enter the Gabe and Lovetub team, which would later become the Missing Information team, to get a working version of the source code with custom assets, except the two models that were leaked. This build of the game is still available on the internet if you look hard enough. However, it is very buggy. So for the people that have actually played the game and don't understand what the heck is going on within it, I'm going to explain what the source code itself was supposed to do when it comes to the gameplay within this game. A game of Team Fortress 2 Invasion consists of two teams, the humans and the aliens. The game is pretty much based around collecting resources. Resources are little items that can be picked up by players, which are then added to the bank of resources for that respective team. There are many ways of picking up these resources, most frequently by killing another player. The resources then are supposed to be used to upgrade and build new team buildings, which would then help that team complete the map's objective. On top of that, there were fully set and built classes within the source code itself. And those classes are the Commando, which is a heavy class equipped with a 3 rocket launcher, has 3 hand grenades, and a shield. It's very similar to what we later got as the Soldier, however, it had an Adrenaline Rush ability, which is actually very similar to the Demo Man's Charge and Targe. The Defender, which is pretty much this game's version of the Engineer. He had a burst rifle and a shield. He was able to build sentry guns and could gain different technologies, which could increase the number of sentry guns he could build. You start out with only 1, but you can increase all the way up to 3. You could also improve the sentry gun's AI using your resources, and you can also equip your sentry gun with rocket launchers when you level it up higher. Another class is the Infiltrator, which is very similar to a spy. The spy could assassinate players, disguise as players, and costume themselves as corpses. Keep in mind, the abilities of these classes, especially the Infiltrator, could only be gained if the technology was leveled up enough. And once again, you level up your technology by collecting the resources from the other team. Another invasion class is the Medic, which in Invasion had more emphasis on combat. The Medic would be given a burst rifle, 3 grenades, and a shield along with a heal gun, very similar to what we got as the Medigun. And you were also given a special technology. You are able to repair buildings up to 512 units away from the Medic itself. There was a Pyro, which is very similar to the Pyro we have now, minus the fact that the Pyro gets what is called a gas can, which is very similar to the Demo Man's grenade launcher. And there is also a Recon, which is a fast and unarmed class, very similar to the Scout. He had 25% more speed and could gain what is called a radar scanning technology. The radar scanner would give teammates nearby the Scout the ability to see where enemy teammates are located. There was also a Sniper who is very similar to the Sniper we have now, minus the fact he could be given a camouflage technology, and the Escort class, which is very similar to the Civilian in Team Fortress Classic, and was intended for an escort mode. He only had a shield, 5 grenades, and some kind of OP bullet firing weapon, which I think was only there for testing purposes within the source code. There is also one other class called the Support, but it was only stub code found within the leak. Whether or not the Support class was some kind of test or actually was supposed to have abilities during the development is unknown, but unfortunately, all we have is just the name, the Support class. We also have quite a bit of concept art that doesn't actually pertain to any of these concepts, including very large alien ships and Half-Life Strider-like aliens. Whether or not these were player-controlled or buildable items that the player could then use and they would have their own AI is unknown, but the concept art itself is amazing. Without going into much speculation regarding this old canceled game and how it was supposed to look, just take a look at this concept art. There was a lot of care going into this game, and the reason why this was scrapped and then changed over to the 1960s Norman Rockwell style game we're used to today is pretty much unknown. But it is very cool to be able to have this source code leaked years ago and still have it in a playable form many years later. It's not an enjoyable game in the form that you can get it now. It's very broken, crashes often, and doesn't actually have fully working versions of the majority of the source code. It's really only there for a timepiece. You can play it and see what Valve was doing at the current time, but you're not going to be able to have an enjoyable experience. There was a build being worked on by the Gabe and Love Tub team, which later evolved into Missing Information, but that project pretty much went dead and no information came out about it years later. So unless there is a build out there that the Missing Information team eventually made but never released, this is pretty much the end of the story. But anyways, that was all the unused and unreleased content I could find on the Team Fortress 2 Invasion beta leak thing that we have on the internet. It's very interesting, and I think it's probably better than the Brotherhood of Arms concept that was iterated on before this game was worked on by Valve. If you like this video, hit the like, favorite, comment, subscribe, do all those things. It really helps me out. Unless you don't want to, you can always dislike the video if you didn't like it. But if you don't like this video, please tell me why you don't like it in the comment section below. It can really help me out, and I take all constructive criticism very well. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. I will be doing a live stream based around this leaked concept. However, it will be in the distant-ish future. So thank you for watching, guys. As you know, I'm Tyler McVicker. This is Valve News Network. Have a good day, guys. Adios.